Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting the All India Muslim League down to less than 3%. It's projected to go there. Over time, this movement is expected to change to marginal. So I'm hoping that happens, because that'll get us below... If we can get below 5%, or below... Is it below 4% for the event? Less than 5%. Okay, so... But it is less than 5%. We're there. We got there. 2.41 million. That's less than 5% of 190 million. It's less than 100% of the non-peasants, frankly. Or sorry, not the non-peasants. We've got millions and millions of peasants. It's less than 5% of the sum of the industrially employed peasants and unemployed together. As far as I think. It's not quite. Maybe that's what it means, but still, we're below 5%, so this should... Identifying pop support of the Muslim nationalist movement less than 5%. Identifying pop support of the Muslim nationalist movement 5%. So, that should... Oh, and then we need a political movement to not be insurrectionary. That's the issue. I mean, it's not the issue. There is clearly some kind of issue happening here, because these two requirements have been satisfied, so they should be checked. And then we need... So we need both of these to be checked, and then we need no insurrectionary movement. Okay, so we'll see. Maybe there's just a display bug in how it's put together. And we'll get there eventually, based on what we've got here now. Game's running a little slow today. I wonder what that's about. In any case... Let me see, do we have... God, the government of India is powerful. Why are you not giving me the thing? Oh, I bet because they're salty about the political movement. That's probably what it is. So, where are we vis-a-vis our debts? We're at about 4 million. We're paying 10k in interest. Again, it feels like that's so much. And we've got an event. The mob approaches. Again, this movement is at 78% militancy, so it can't get higher secession percentage than this. Belligerent crowds have been getting increasingly provocative when confronted by troops in Assam. Hardliners in the government are demanding tougher responses, while doves are calling for troops to stand down, the first hopeful step in de-escalation. A whiff of grape shot saved the day once, and it can be done again. I'm telling you, we need to show strength right now. Strength? Bullets are an admission of weakness. We need to talk, show that we're not afraid. That's how we'll get them. Disperse the crowds by force, 50% chance of more radical pops, 50% chance of reduced civil war by 10%, or order the troops to stand down, 50% chance of increasing civil war progress, 50% chance of 2% radical pops, 2% loyalist pops. I'm going to do the second one. A chance of loyalists is pretty solid. Didn't work, but again, not a big issue. So come on, show me caste system not enforced. Give me something good here. Give me something good here. Compromising the people. Stall event. Representatives of the government of India in the government, representatives of the government of India interest group in the government have demanded several compromises in the enactment of caste not enforced. These measures have already been condemned by supporters of Sawai Haji as corrosive to the reform as a whole. The word of the mob in the street will not change the nature of the national interest. We have chosen to stand by our principles and avert this government from making a terrible mistake. That is all, and that is all there will ever be. Support of the government of India is not worth the damage done. Increased enactment time, Sawai Haji gets more popular. Or, Haji will complain, but we will act. One setback, 10% increased enactment chance, 15% increased activism for the utilitarian movement. Now, the utilitarian movement has been kind of chronically not doing much. This one's one setback. I don't think I can afford a setback, even if it'll give me some enactment chance. So I think I have to go with the first one. That simply is what it is. So can I get up to any chicanery? Let me see. I can for sure ignore this. Really, all of these. Hejaz is a puppet of the Ottomans, or of Egypt, and Sulu is chronically collapsing. Ceylonese fundamentalist revolted from militia. Are you still in your war, Ceylon? What is going on over there? Oh no, this is a new Ceylonese fundamentalist revolt. Sorry, I forgot. I thought the other one was still going. We're doing our best. So this is going to lead to a decrease in secession. And hopefully we'll be able to get there. I may have made an error. Extradition. It's gone. Cool. Alright, well, none of my business then. That's quite curious. An Udi royalist revolt. An Udi royalist revolt? Ood, what are you on about? Ah, they're going for caste system enforced. Well, that's just silly. There's dynamite, so that is going to significantly increase the efficiency of our... Do I have explosives industries? I've got munitions industries. It's going to significantly increase the efficiency of our mines. I'm going to swap those over immediately. Explosives industries does not appear that I have any. It's a little bit of a supply chain weakness. Let's unpause and we'll figure out how much do explosives cost. Explosives are pretty affordable, but it'd be nice to have a few of those of my own. So let's build some up in Bihar. Am I silly? Do I not have the ability to build explosives industries? Oh no, I already have them. Never mind. I do have explosives factories. Hold on. Where's my explosives factories? Ah, here we are. Well, apparently the problem is not with my economy, but with my eyeballs. Alright, so interest is pretty well down and pretty well in hand. So let's get building again. What's the market want? It wants grain. It wants grain and it wants it bad. So where have can I see food security? Where have I got, give me just me. Okay, so Rajputana, Central Provinces, Punjab, Pashtunistan. Okay, well, we'll start with those one. Rajputana, Central Provinces, Bombay, and Punjab. Rajputana, where is that? It's here. So first, you're going to get an increase in food production. Where's your infrastructure? You've got plenty of infrastructure available. Rajputana, Punjab. Oh, you desperately need an increase in food production. Let's bring it up to 28. Let me see, how much population? Yeah, 11 million? Yeah, for sure. Let me see, infrastructure. It's going to be barely enough. Let's go ahead and throw a few new railways in there. And we'll put those at the top of the queue just like we always do. Alright, then... Central Provinces. We already did Rajputana. Orissa, we need a little bit. How are things going in Orissa? Population 1 million. Shouldn't need too many. Beautiful. Infrastructure is completely sufficient for that. And we'll go up to 10. And then central provinces. Here. Infrastructure is just fine. Population's pretty large. We'll do 15 levels. Then, which other states? Princely State Oud opposes its overlord. No, yeah, I should be paying attention. Ah, you're fine. You're fine. You're trying to do a caste system. I'm trying to not do a caste system. Yeah, I can see that. Alright. Next, Pashtunistan. And Bihar. And my side of Oud. Alright, Pashtunistan, and I'll do Bengal again in a second. There's that. 1.9 million, closing in on 2 million. I shouldn't need too many. But I will need... Oh no, that's taxation capacity. Infrastructure is fine. Alright, yeah, da-da-da. Actually, quite a few wheat farms here. We'll just do 8 levels. A campaign of banquets. Sawai Haji's attendance at a bourgeois fundraising banquet in Calcutta has led to an uptick in funds promoting caste not enforced. As the organizer at the end of the table stood to give a toast to the clear wisdom of reform, he could not help but think of how closely the sound of his fork on the glass represented a coin falling into a bank, or a spent cartridge hitting the ground. Nourishment for the body in the budget, reduce enactment time, increase enactment chance, extra pop strength and strength from wealth in West Bengal, or vast sums of money flowing into politics, you say. Slightly increased the same modifiers for pop strength and pop strength from wealth, extra enactment chance and enactment time, but Sawai Haji gains grifter. That reduces his popularity. I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. His popularity is already really high, so we'll do the second one. That brings our success chance up to 41%, and stall chance is down to 10%. So what is... The government of India is finally happy again, and they've stopped opposing the change. So this is a really good event. This means we now have advanced chance. I'm feeling very pleased with this. Alright, we have some starvation in Oud. Yeah, not that much infrastructure available. Let's see if we have no agriculture. We have no crop agriculture here. We have plenty of infrastructure available. We're going to use a big chunk of it. I'll throw in a couple more levels of railways just to make sure that we end up fine on that. Let me see. We're already working on the ones in Punjab, so that should be fine. And then, so I was doing Pashtunistan, like a leaky sieve, this head of mine. Bihar. That's a bit of a shocker. Bihar is where my big industrial expansion's going. Wow, they have no rice farms. Not a single solitary rice farm. Alright, I think we're going to need 30 levels. We're just going to kind of outrun our infrastructure availability, so we'll build we'll build 3 levels there, and I'm going to throw in, because the population of Bihar is huge. So I'm going to throw in 30 levels of rice farms here. And we'll go ahead and put these ones at the top of the queue, so that they get done just as fast as they reasonably can. Javan mass immigration. Farming boom. I should hope so. The encouragement of agricultural development in East Bengal has led to a small spike in our tea plantations. We should look into using this before it goes to waste. Our people will eat like kings. Our people will eat like kings. Starvation will be a thing of the past for our citizens. Let us use this to our advantage, and not only help ourselves, but also others. At a cost, of course. Let them know that we are the way forward. Boost our farms further, extra throughput in East Bengal. That's great. That should alleviate the starvation. The Non-Brahmin Manifesto. I'm just going to wait until we tick over to another day. The non-Brahmin manifesto has been circulating in Calcutta, raising tensions between the ryots and the civil servants. The two party leaders sat across from each other, and their aides listened intently as the two minds battled for the second hour now. Please, you must make the Justice Party see reason, Lalmani Apreti pleaded. We must fight together or we will fail. You would have us face the British lathies by your side, but tell me when tomorrow comes, will you also have us governed by your side? The British have done me wrong no more than you have. Indeed, much of their deeds have been guided by your hands. That manifesto is unpatriotic, civil servants get stronger, relations towards Britain improve. Or perhaps the manifesto makes valid points. 5% of middle stardom pops in West Bengal becomes loyalist, ryots become stronger. These are tempting. These are both tempting. I would love more loyalist middle stardom pops, but I would also love slightly stronger civil servants. Civil servants are happy now and they're aligning with the government. Whereas the ryots are not, but the ryots are pretty weak. I'm going to go with the second one. 100% of middle stardom pops becoming more loyal is indeed tempting. It wasn't that big of a chunk, but it was noticeable on the tracker. A foreign manifesto. The recently translated works of Stéphane Poix, yes, French, North German. Stefan, I don't know how an X is pronounced in German. Stefan Broix have become Oi is EU in German. I don't know. We're gonna do our best with it. Of Stefan Broix have become popular within the peasant movement. The relationship has developed to the point of Stefan Broix openly endorsing the movement. So again, this is a land reform movement. And for the whole large class, there is no other road, especially for a nation so eminently practical as the East Indian. The great thing is to get the working class to move as a class. That once obtained, they will soon find the right direction, and all who resist will be left out in the cold, with small sects of their own. Our struggle is an international one, stronger attraction, or this foreign interference ought to be punished. Weaker attraction, stronger activism. I'm going to go with the first one. Extra attraction to this movement doesn't seem to be at all a problem. Alright, that's the end of the Civil War in Oud. And we're back to working on... We've slated in our agricultural expansion. So let's get the speed going here, and we'll do more work on the caste system. This is going to significantly increase the amount of grain available in our market, but hopefully that's going to be fine. We are bringing in an absolute ton, and we're pulling grain from... we're pulling grain from the... workers from the subsistence farms in these areas, at least theoretically. So it's probably going to help things out. The Despot of St. Petersburg. Opposed to the arbitrary and illiberal rule of the Tsar of Russia, the civil servants have fallen in with the Anti-Russian Association. To all who cherish liberty, Russia, under the boot of that pernicious Tsar, stands out as an example of the very worst excesses of despotism. In no country is the indomitable right of every soul to strive towards its own destiny obstructed as it is in Russia, and in no country is a greater threat found to our own liberty than in Russia. Russia must fall, for if it does not, we will fall in her place. Down with tyrants, down with Russia, civil servants joins the Anti-Russian Association. Or sometimes a firm hand is needed to govern well, -3, approval from the civil servants. The civil servants are pretty pleased, and they're reducing radicalism. You know what? I'll let them join that interest group. So just for funsies, let's take a look at the Russian government. Usually, yeah, Russian government usually stays an autocratic monarchy. We do have quite a bit of bureaucracy to play with now that the government of India is happy again. So let's go ahead and increase law enforcement by 1. We can afford to do 1 more, but I want to save a little bit in case I want to do internal security later. Zamindars are absolutely pissed. As are the Hindu priesthood, but they'll get over it. Harvest condition. Wildfire in Western Himalayas. Ooh, that's not great. So what does that do to food security here? It creates a tiny amount of starvation, but not that much. Not worried about it. They're down to 3%, y'all. So it has to be that this won't display properly unless the movement is non-insurrectionary. So we just need to wait for it to burn itself out as we continue to end the caste system, which is the thing we want to do. Britain colonized Bougainville. Nice. That's where? That's here? Here. Here? 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 Oh no! Oh no! My ignorance of African geography is coming home to roost. We're in a war. Heck are we in a war with? The Maldives. Britain? You big dummies? You're already invading the Maldives. Britain, why would you enforce our military access? I can't help you here, my guy. I mean, I could, but, well, no, I can't, because they're already invading. Britain, oh, I believe, as the children say, Britain, you have played yourself. Here, my friends. Alright, come on, caste not enforced. Backroom deals. On the fence with the issue, the Hindu priesthood's views on caste not enforced changed overnight. Saranjit Nayak names Sawai Haji as the architect of a hidden deal. Backroom deals were all too common. Funding for this project, contracts to friends of friends, a special advisory committee on that endeavor. It's all the same, really. Grease the wheels of imperium so that it runs a bit smoother. Sometimes, however, one gets the idea to profit from the greased wheels, and then the public catches on. After that, nobody gets what they want. Send word to the presses, tear out the corruption root and stem, reduce enactment chance, civil servants weaker. Stay focused on the law. Sawai Haji takes the blame, reduced attraction for him and reduced popularity. So that's for the Riots, which would be fine, and slightly reduced enactment chance. Or corruption is a tool like any other, reduced authority, 1 setback, 15% reduced enactment time. I'm going to stay focused on the law. A slight reduction in enactment chance is not that big of a deal. I don't want to get a setback at this time. I have an 18% stall chance. The presidency armies are unhappy about it. And do they exist again? No, they're still marginalized. And there's camera. Beautiful. Maybe we can get ourselves a little bit of legitimacy from the camera event. Shazam, photographic art. The arts academies are not profitable. Nobody wants to buy our art, sadly. Covered markets. Can I afford the glass cost of this? I can definitely afford the steel cost. But glass has been expensive in our market for a long time. We need more fertilizer. I've been building up agricultural industries like crazy. Transvaal is no longer unhappy in the war, but that is what it is. I'm going to build up our fertilizer plants in Bihar. I'm going to build 20 levels of that, and I'm going to throw 4 more levels of railways. So I'm probably overbuilding railways in Bihar. And there's the Maldives dealt with. Actually going to put the railways in first before the fertilizer plants. Not a big deal, just want to make sure that the agriculture is in place. And then we'll deal with what we need to deal with. Maldives have backed out of the war, which is just fine with me. They're at 79% militancy. I'm not happy about it, but it continues to be... It continues to be a much... this revolutionary movement continues to not be as revolutionary as I had originally feared. So I'm pretty pleased with where it's gone so far. Finances are doing rock solid. Oud is trying to increase... Excuse me? Why is your liberty desire going up so much? Clout from political interest groups in government. That's the primary. Let me see. Ah, you put your Riots into the government. Well, that's fine. Okay, so what can I do to get ahead of this? I really can't do anything. Well, I could reduce their subject payments. How much are you paying me right now, Oud? Let me see. Oud's baseline subject payments are 4.03. And their raised subject payments line item I can't see it. I think it's always going to be half. Actually, let's... yeah, so Chitral is 13... It's going to be a quarter of that. Okay, so it's about 1k. You know what? Well, we'll give you back your subject payments. Not that this number is not going to still be going up, because it sure is. But, you know, it's fine. I'm not worried about that. They're going to try to become a protectorate. Oh, you're damaging relations. Well, that's not very nice. You're being mean to me, I'll be nice to you back. Haha. Alright, lobby opportunity with the Kingdom of Egypt. Hey, investment agreement? Still no. Or, hold on, that's not... It's request investment rights. Yep, still not. Ooh, they're big mad. They don't want it. They don't like it. Are you the same rank as me? Oh, you're a higher rank than me. Because I'm technically a subject state. No. Fight me, Ood. Fight me, I'll annex you. Be pretty funny if I annex them straight away. Let me just take a look and make sure that my other subjects are not experiencing some manner of, sort by liberty desire. Luang Prabang is a little bit up in liberty desire. What are you so upset about? Bad relations. Chiang Mai as well. Interesting. And Kalat is going up. Alright, so we'll drop subject payments from Kalat. No Maldives. Siam is still going down, but Kalat's going up. Alright, so Kalat. Restore subject payments. Chiang Mai. I'd forgotten that I'd become the direct overlord of these countries. What about the Federated Shan states? Are you also... Nah, they're very low. Relations are good. Alright, so we'll start improving those. That was an oversight on my part. Come on, caste system not enforced. Media endorsements. Debates. The Voice of Rangoon, a popular newspaper led by the Hindu priesthood class across the Dominion of India, has published an article by Balaji Mazdusi advocating for the enactment of caste system not enforced. Putting out a newspaper without promotion is like winking at a girl in the dark. Well-intentioned, but ineffective. Who are we to counteract the will of the people, increase enactment chance, increase enactment success, increase enactment chance, reduce enactment time, or offer our thanks to the publisher, slightly stronger Hindu priesthood? That's interesting. I'm going to go with the first one. Hindu priesthood, are you for this now? No, you're still against it. Interesting. Well, I wouldn't necessarily want to increase the strength of the Hindu priesthood, so we'll go with that. Alright, we're up to 50% success chance every tick over, and we get every tick over every 120 days. We got a little... Let's see, what is this? Ceylonese anarchist revolt. Alright, we don't need to get involved in that. That tiny bit of Ceylon seems to be full of chronic malcontents, I tell you what. Danish corporatist revolt. Interesting. That's fun. So this one I am technically going to be involved in, but again, I think the government of Nagpur is completely well situated to deal with that problem without my assistance. So I'm not worried about it. Gosh, Great Britain, are you fighting China? Because there's a big... No, there's not. A lot of devastation? It's a wildfire. There's a wildfire in Ngari. Oh, yes. This is probably the same wildfire that hit the Western Himalayas before. Wow, that's a very visually distinctive thing. I think that's... It's either the same animation as Devastation, or it's what Devastation used to look like. Alright, so where are we with tech? We're getting quite a bit of extra spread from excess overflow. Or we should be. Yeah, 9 unspent innovation, which is nice. And we're working on getting that increase. So we're working on the warfare ones, the tier 3s in warfare. And secession movement seems to be increasing, and there's the Metropolitan Police event, which I'm very happy about. The dedicated police force has solved a series of high-profile murders in Calcutta thanks to our investment in their institution. Public confidence in the police is at an all-time high. Calcutta by gaslight can be a treacherous place. The papers would have you believe that danger lurks around every corner, but all of that is set to change. With a peerless patrolman on every street, our citizens will be able to stride confidently in the knowledge that they're protected from the criminal element. Medals for all our brave bodies, 33% of servicemen in West Bengal become more loyal, or Calcutta's finest are on the case to reduce radicals from political movements. I'm going to go with the first one. If we can get a significant reduction in the size of this movement right away, that can be useful. Galetti requests our support for independence. No. I don't desire to break up my overlord's empire. I am a loyal subject. We still have a little credit, but I'm really pleased that we're in the black while building. So let me see. Yes, we are driving a significant increase in the demand for fertilizer in our market, but we are also driving a significant increase in the supply of grain in our market, which is very, very good. Just make sure I'm using the highest level. Could swap up tooling factories. Yeah, I do have my own tooling industry. We'll do it. That's going to drive a rubber boom, or at least is likely to. There's the Najpuri Radical Revolt. Actually, it seems like these farms may be more productive if they cut sugar and fruit production completely. So we'll start with that. Will it be for this one as well? It looks like yes, so we'll do it. And that'll be just fine. The play for power. Motilal Nehru, head of the Bhadralaks, has made a remarkable play for power in the capital in order to secure a spot for the Bhadralaks within the government. However, it's not entirely clear if they should be rewarded for their novel tactics. There's only one light on in the street that leads to the Bhadralaks' headquarters. There's also only one light on inside. There, Motilal Nehru relaxes among the sumptuous mahogany furniture and velvet cushions. The lamp is identical to those that have been sent from the east. The ends justify the means, and our means are very, very justified. It's difficult not to believe him when he offers an inviting seat by his side. He should be recognized for this stronger Bhadralaks, or not all is fair in love and war, weaker Bhadralaks and angrier. I think the Bhadralaks stronger right now could be useful, so we'll do it. Alright, popular outreach, a debate event. Balaji Mastusi has embarked upon a week-long tour of the countryside to spread awareness of the need for caste system not enforced among the Riots. Yeah, I agree. I think they should support an anti-caste system movement. Happy it is indeed for me that my heart is capable of feeling the same simple and innocent pleasure as the peasant, whose table is covered with the food of his own rearing, and who not only enjoys his meal, but remembers with delight the happy days and sunny mornings where he planted it, the soft evenings where he watered it, and the pleasure he experienced in watching its daily growth. A noble cause, and with luck a popular one as well, 10% enactment chance, happier Riots. Or why care for an outsider who offers nothing but words, reduce enactment chance, Mastusi, less popular. I'm going to go with the first one. That seems like all advantages to me. We're up to 60% enactment chance for caste not enforced. Now, remember, before we got a success at 20% chance, so this is, now we're in the process of evening out my typical luck on law enactment. We're getting there. I am going to need to continue to handle the starvation in Bengal, but the population there is so high that it's just a gigantic project, so that's why I'm kind of working on the fertilizer thing here. Oh boy, who am I at war with now? Sokoto? Britain? Are you okay? What are my freedoms doing over there? Alright, in any case, that is all we've got time for today. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you've had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.